Hiya! Welcome to Hopey Dopey's Bonies. In this new episode, I will be, oopsie, gosh, doing a bone tour. I did show everybody my skeletons in a previous video. My skulls, in a previous video. And, I will change my profile picture maybe. But I have a few cow skeletons. And I would like to show you just how many bones I've got from the 5 specimens that I have here. I say 5 specimens because I have 2 heads that don't have any bodies, and then I have 3 bodies and only 2 other heads. So, let me grab them out. I wanted to grab them out bit by bit and show you as I went, because otherwise I will probably get distracted, so let's get started. Alright, I don't know every scientific name, so I'll do what I can and what I think I know. And I'm open to being told otherwise. This sternum. The ribs will connect to these pieces here. I will not be able to connect them because I do not have these little bits that stick in here that hold the ribs in, but that's okay. It's my only sternum, and it's from one of the crusty dusty skeletons. You can see the moss on it and stuff, so it's pretty cool to have. I'm guessing this is from an older cow. It's very fused. Also, the skeletons that I have here are from older cows. The skulls here I have are from older cows, so it makes sense. This is one of the mandibles. Now, these things are pretty big. Much bigger than my entire mouth. And they're pretty hefty. I'd probably say at least half a kilo, just in this amount of bone. Yeah, the teeth end up quite sharp, and they hurt. Every time I picked up a skull, just about I've been stabbed by a tooth. Alright, next up, I have some scapulae. These are shoulder blades. So these are from 2 bigger cows, and this is from my younger cow. So there is a size difference. Even with this thing pushed up, there is a size difference. So it's been very interesting to sit here and compare all the sizes of these bones and actually figure out how, I guess, big and old these cows actually were when they met their demise. So I have 3. I only have 3 of these. I've not been lucky enough to get a pair, so, but that's okay. I really don't mind. I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet. Maybe I can turn them into a butterfly. I have thoracic vertebrae. A lot of them are chipped off at the edges, which, I don't know what I'm going to do with them anyway. It's fine. Cervical vertebrae, neck vertebrae. I always forget that cows are kind of funny shaped. It's just a thing. Lumbar vertebrae. I have a fair few of these. I'm just going to label them really quickly, lay them all out, and then show you all again. Again, sacrum. I believe this looks like it's only to S4, possibly. Let me have a look. Oh, no more. No, it looks like S5. It's S1 to S5. It's just a smaller, different shaped cow. Can you tell sex from sacrum? Don't know, I haven't looked. This one doesn't look well. Again, with the holes and the growths, and this is possibly from the bad pelvis. But I could be wrong, because I've never really seen them, and it's in a bit of a shit condition. So, let me know if it's normal to have growths and shit on your sacrum, because I'm not sure. I do have legs. I have legs. So I've forgotten which bits of these legs they are, but I have lots of different sized leg bones. You know what else I've got an abundance of? Ribs. So many ribs. This is forgot which part this is, because it's not a pelvis like I keep thinking it is. I forgot. Oh well, I'm going to lay them all out and I'll show you all in a minute. Hello, I'm back. I've laid out all my bones. I have a fair few to go through with you, and I'm hoping that you will stick by on this journey. I would love to learn scientific names and just everything. I just want to learn. I'm happy to learn, and this is something I want to learn, so this is something I want to learn. I don't know scientific names for everything, because I'm pretty sure ribs don't have a scientific name. I might be wrong. I would like to see the difference between the baby cow and the big cow rib. Wow. Okay. Yeah, right. I'm gonna be so amazed at the size differences between these bad boys. Probably, see, I want to make a vase out of these. So I'm thinking about seeing if I can get a long round container and wiring these around it. I mean a pot, like a pot plant, for a plant. Obviously, that's what happens when you make things into vases. Okay, the two sacrum I have are very different from each other. Yes, colours. I'm not looking at the colours. I'm trying to look at the shapes and the bases. And these are very different shaped bones. I think it's kind of cool that they look like cow heads, sort of, if you can see like the horns and this would be the face. I think it's really cool that they do look like that. Yeah, it's sick, considering it's a tailbone. And I do have some of the vertebrae from it. So this would technically be the oxtail, if that's what you're going to go buy from the butcher and such. And that was connected here when I picked it up. I believe there was a second, but we'll figure that out later. So those are the sacrum. I have kneecaps, caps for legs from the baby cow, which is another indicator that would be a baby. It's not fused. The bones are not fused together. They've all fallen off. Case in point. Tiny little teeth. Now this is what I was mentioning when I was cleaning the rabbit head and stuff. I have these tiny teeth, and I have no idea how old this cow would have been, but they are teensy tiny. I'll grab a mandible for comparison, even though these are a top jaw and these are not. But like, look at how teensy tiny these little teeth are. I would love to know, but the age scale uses these bottom teeth because they don't have top teeth. They have kind of like a gummy plate. And apparently molars or whatever don't get aged on. I'm not sure. I'm not a pro. I've never lived on a farm. I've never raised big animals like this. I've only ever raised dogs and cats and rabbits and stuff. So chickens, I've had chickens my whole life. They're not here because there's two dogs here that I cannot trust, and they will eat anything that is small enough to be in their mouths. That's okay. My scapula, my three of them, I already did compare them, but I think they're just cool. I think they're cool, and I would really love to figure out something with them because there's a lot of space here, a lot of space for decoration. Yeah, my thoughts for a butterfly, or something with wings. I just need to be able to get pairs of scapula because I can never get more than one, and they're never in great condition. Who doesn't love shoulder? I did sample my thoracic vertebrae before, but this is most of them. I can't pick them all up apparently. These, I have tiny bone fragments. I'm hoping that people will think they're cool and I'll figure out something to turn them into. I did see somebody on one of the, I think, r/bone collecting in the Reddit community. They had a total hip replacement and got to keep the ball of the femur, and they're going to turn it into a walking stick handle. I think that's sick. This feels kind of cool in my hand. Maybe I do live with my grandma and potentially disabled people in the near future. So walking sticks are viable around here. This, I think it's a hip from a small something. Someone in the r/bone collecting community on Reddit did tell me what it is. I've been too excited. I haven't stopped. I haven't stopped really to read. I did read some of them, which is why I know about the vertebrae, which different vertebrae is which. But they explained it to me in handlebars, so that really helped me. Not sure where this came from. I am not sure if it's the whole entire bone. If it's missing a cap or something, I don't have it. Oh, maybe this. No, that doesn't go on there. No, that doesn't go on there. That's fine. I do have caps and I do have legs, and I'm going to put them back together. I'll show you one of them in a minute that I have some plans for. More caps. These have all come off the baby cow. So, that's fine. This one, hold on. This one. What is this? Please. Somebody help me. What is this piece? Where does this fit? It's not a rock. It's porous. It's bone. I'm not looking at it to show you because I'm not crazy. Where is this? Where does this go? It looks like it should be like a patella or something, but it's a very weird shape. I'm sorry, the ground is so wet here. These were not supposed to get wet, but it doesn't matter. It's only soaked with water. I would love to know, please. This, I believe, is where this cap lives. I think I'm wrong again, actually. No, I'm wrong again. They don't go together. I'll be here all day trying to figure out where this cap came from again. The bones have been moved around, washed, and all that sort of stuff so many times. This bone, I would love to know where this is from, which part this is from also. I know that our anatomy as mammals is kind of similar, and we all have like our phalanges, metacarpals, carpals, metacarpals, and then radius and ulnar, and humerus, because apparently it's funny when you hear it, and stuff like that. This kind of to me looks like a wrist bone, but or an ankle bone perhaps, because I know that they're kind of similar. Someone help me out. Thank you. Whoa, don't break the bones. Okay. 3 mandible pieces. Obviously none of them are from the same cow. Yeah, they're stained. They're not dirty anymore. They're clean. I've scrubbed them. They just need to be soaked in hydrogen peroxide. That's another video I'll do. I will update on the rabbit skull and cow teeth in the hydrogen peroxide also. I hear that weeks is not unusual, so that's fine. Because I do have things, not this side of it, but things like this that look nice, and I am kind of happy to put them on the wall, as I said previously in videos. I have these. I'm not sure if this one is actually the same sort of bone, but these two definitely are. These, I think, are like foreleg bones. I could be very, very wrong. I'm just guessing. I'm literally just guessing for my own purpose. I'm trying to see how good my knowledge is before I go and have a look. If you're watching this and you know, and you're just like, you're just stop while you're ahead. No, I'm gonna keep going. This is fun. I'm having fun explaining and learning and going on this journey. So I'm gonna keep going with my bones, and I'm gonna keep attempting, and I will look everything up later. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Maybe I'll make another video on it. Maybe I won't. Okay, something else. Lumbar vertebrae. Let's have a look. Now I have been doing some research about the vertebrae. I'm trying so hard to learn what pieces go through each of these holes, such as ligaments and nerves and, you know, stuff like that. All of those things are fun to learn because I do want to learn taxidermy. I would like to get there eventually. So all those things I need to learn. Scientific names as well are more than welcome. These are lumbar vertebrae. Your lumbar is your low back before the sacrum. So in a cow, I suppose you could call this rump. area. The sacrum would also technically be a rump area. Cow booty is quite delicious. Keep that in mind. I'm a meat eater. I've been slowly transforming into carnivore, but I'm never ever gonna get there. I'm just trying to eat as much meat as I can. I believe this is also a foreleg. I believe this will be the when did I put that other one I thought was a foreleg? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm so wrong. Something. Oh, Josie is not here, hun. So I can see like these indents here, and I'm guessing this would be a vein or tendons, ligaments. I'm not sure. I'm very interested in nerves, ligaments, and tendons because I don't know if you can see them very well. I have some scars here on my fingers from back in 2014. Cut through my fingers. Whoopsie, cutting the Christmas ham on New Year's Eve. My granddad's birthday at the time. Ended up in hospital for like 3 days. Microsurgery, all that sort of shit. They said I was lucky I didn't get the bone. But anyway, yeah, I'm not sure what this is. It's got to be a leg. A foreleg or a hind leg, I'm not sure. I'll figure it out, I'm sure. Okay. No. This is a cranial vertebrae. So this is the one that directly attaches to the back of the skull. Okay. Let me see. If I can get this the right way around. Oh no. I think it's this way. Yeah, pretty sure this is it. Or does it go this way? No, that doesn't feel right either. I believe. If I'm wrong, I'm always open to criticism, advice, help. So many spiders, I just put my fingers in, I'm pretty sure. I'll get to these in a minute. Now these are from the baby cow. Well, this one is. These ones are not. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. These are the ones I think I have caps for. Maybe I'm wrong again. I just keep getting wrong.
You change it, it automatically moves to Spencer's turn.
They will eventually go together like puzzle pieces if I could bloody remember which one it came from. But anyway, I'll get there eventually. That's Lady's problem. Now, this one seemed a bit more robust. I'm guessing maybe hip bones. Yeah, they look right. Yeah, hip bones. Is that what these are going to be? I mean, not hip bones, I mean femurs. Because obviously the pelvis will be the hip bone. This bad boy. Which way does the pelvis go? Oh. Is that how the pelvis go? I'm not sure. How does the pelvis go? Which way is it? This way? Where's the birth canal? This has to be the birth, right? Is it this way? No, that's wrong. How's cat hip look? Alright, after some deliberation, I figured it out. Sacrum, pelvis. I'm pretty sure this is how it's supposed to fit. With that said, the hip bones would then go here, like this. Getting there, maybe I can end up making a creature of some sorts with the entire bones I've got. We'll see. It's been a fun learning curve. As you can see, in comparison to the other pelvis I've showed you, which I will be bringing out, this is much smoother. Much of a nicer, smoother bone. Yeah, it's got a couple of ridges, but they are bilateral, so that's fine. They're supposed to be there is what I'm guessing from that. This flesh, so this has been sat outside for a couple of days. This is what I was having trouble with. It is gone. I don't need help with it anymore. Thank you. Thank you for asking. Thank you for offering if you did. Yeah, this has been a fun learning experience. I have just really enjoyed figuring out how cows go together. Or rather, how you would get one out. And this is the other pelvis. It's in terrible condition. It is actually awful. I feel very bad for this poor creature. Had lots of problems, I'm guessing. Cancer. I probably shouldn't be making prelim guesses like that, but there's pores, openness all on the inside, discoloration. Aside from the fact, I think, you know, the actual insides of the bone are discolored. But yeah, this would have hurt so much. And compared to the other pelvis, these bits on this one are so sharp and rigid. They're so yeah, they will just tear. I do have plans for this. I've forgotten. Oh no, yep, this is about right. And so essentially the plan is to have it be able to be held here, like this, and you can walk around like this, I suppose. That's the plan. Oops, tripping on bones I've put under my own feet. Any guesses as to what it is? Well, what hopefully the future holds for this piece. Something that can be held here. And it's very nice because you can kind of rest it, because these will get a bit heavy. Even in its half, like 50% amount of the bone that is on this one. Like, it is just missing. So much body. So much missing from it. I actually think that's about it. This piece, not a pelvis again. I really don't know. Somebody help me. It's from the baby cow. Somebody told me. Thank you, r/bone collecting. If only I could take the time to sit down and read, because that's what I want to do, but I don't like reading because it takes up time. I used to love reading. When I was younger, I read so many books. My parents didn't believe me. I'll give you a quick skull tour, because this is a bone tour. This is specifically here for the bones. So I will bring my chair back and do that, because I'm sick of crouching and bending over and shit. My back hurts. Oh, okay. Now, I did discover, I have continued discovering, because, long story short, my little cow, my first cow, has been separated, because it was the first one I got, so I've had it since, literally New Year's Day I picked this bad boy up. So I've had it since New Year's Day. I've had it at home since the 2nd, and I've been cleaning it since the 3rd, and I think, like, this is actually in a state, I might not even worry about hydrogen peroxiding this bad boy, because I'm actually really impressed with this. It's my first one, and I would just like to get started on it. I'm hoping my armature wire is arriving Tuesday. Monday's a public holiday. I don't think it will be. We'll see. And it doesn't matter, because however long it takes is however long I've got to go bone hunting. So I think, yeah, I'll just sit here and I'll talk to you about these. I'll see if I can come up with any more information from last night, because I did end up having a hard time sleeping. So I kept thinking about all the things that were happening in that video, and how off track I got. I don't know how many times. So anyway, this cow skull does not belong to the baby bones, now that I'm remembering. This baby cow, wow, so that means I've got 2 different baby cows, because this scapula is not from this cow. These are not the same. So when I'm talking about this baby cow, the body and the bones from the body are from a different specimen, which is what I picked up, and this head is from a different part of the pasture where my dad was, and he picked up the skull for me and left the other bones behind. I have been interested in bones and cool, creepy, weird shit since I can remember. I love spiders, I love getting dirty, I love just being a feral. I like being a feral, and I was raised to be more like a girl, which has not worked out, as you can tell. My daughter, however, is a girl. She's a girl. But anyway, that's okay, because she's got her auntie. My youngest sister is a girl's girl. That's fine. Okay, so a few things to note about this skull, apart from the fact that it's actually, I think, in amazing condition, specifically compared to the ones I've already got. I'm sweaty. I know that I've seen it a few times in the videos already. I'm dripping. It's midday. It's midday. I'm sitting outside. I'll go back in later. It's fine. I'm under the shade. We'll be alright. This skull. I would love to know how old the cow was when it passed, but I probably will never get that answer, so that's fine. Compared to this, even, like, oh dear, you can see that this cow, so this cow belongs to these bones. Okay, so these are the same cow, this is a different cow. I would love to know how old the baby, this one is, specifically, if it was even born. Because, or if it was, if they're erupted, it should have been born, right? I'm just guessing that by the fact that there's literally no use on these teeth. Whereas these ones, even in a baby, you can see they're used. These, not used. I'm concerned it's just a baby. Just a baby. Which, it really sucks. But I'm grateful that I've been able to pick it up and bring it home and share this with you all. Cow skulls, very flat. They do stand up quite nicely. You'll see I plan on making a vase out of one of these skulls. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this one. I would love to embellish it with something cool. Bones are supposed to be smooth, so that's why this one is in the best condition, and that's why I pat it so much, because the other ones I have are a bit crusty. Bones are supposed to be smooth. They're not really supposed to have crazy ridges. They'll have, like, you know, these are the stitches. And this cow skull is, it's actually kind of fused. It's fused a little bit. It is fused a little bit. The nasal bridge is not really. I don't know if that's just a transport issue, being out in the field issue, or if it's a skull issue. It doesn't bother me because it's still on there. It has dealt with a lot. It had, so I did say that this had flesh on it when I got it. What I mean is, it had this tendon. It had this. It had the nose. It did have a lot of the nose and the tissue from the nose. And all these bits here, I had to peel all the bits around the eyes off, see? It did have flesh on it. It has been, that's why it degreased for about 3 weeks, because even though it was mostly done when I got it, it still was a bit hatty-doody. But then the water went clear for just about a week, and I was like, fuck yeah, that's good enough for me. You know, over 90% degreased, I'm happy. I'm happy with that. Yeah, I'm really impressed. I'm really happy with this one. It really gave my year something to look forward to, because before that there was nothing. There was not much left for me, except for my kids. So, anyway, cow skulls, horse skulls. I would love to get them so I could compare them for everybody. I will go get the rabbit skull so I can compare them. I'll compare them to the baby, and I'll compare it to the big ones. Okay, I went and gloved up because I'm dealing with hydrogen peroxide now, and I just don't want to deal with any of that. Okay, we'll get the baby skull, because that's one we've been talking about, and we'll get the rabbit skull, which I did clean and sit in hydrogen peroxide last night. I would say I can see it is a bit of a lighter colour this morning, but just for comparison, this is how tiny this is compared to what I've been working with, and this is why I need to learn how to start being more delicate with things, because if I just crush this, if I just, in my hand, it would just turn into basically bone dust. I will do a proper update about those a bit later, because it's going to be a separate video. That was a separate project entirely, so I won't go too much into it in this video. I'll make a new one, maybe just a short. Yep, I'll probably just do that because those seem to be getting better views. More interaction. I do, however, no, actually, I'll do those when I do those later, because right now I'm on a bone tour. I'm not finished. So those are just hobbies of mine that I've picked up along the way. Okay, Axie. Axie's very heavy because inside Axie's head is very full. as you can kind of see. I'm not sure how to clean it out. I'm hoping somebody will be able to give me some advice. There is an ant colony in here at the moment. There have been redbacks climb out of here. There were meat ants on the property. I'm not contaminating anything because where I was is half an hour from here, and there's not going to be any cross-contamination of any like invasive species or random insects or anything. Okay, this is Axie, so appropriately named because I believe this is an axe to the face. That pelvis that's in terrible condition came from this. I call it Axie, I call it a her, I call them all hers. I like all my cows to be cows. Fuck them bulls, I don't care. This skull is not in the bestest of conditions, but it is in a pretty decent condition, and I'm quite impressed with it, considering, like, you know, it's missing some teeth and bits and pieces and full of God knows what in there. So yeah, so actually it was very interesting when I went and picked her up, because I saw her there. She was, you know, face down in the ground this way, as you might be able to tell from the colour difference. Face down on the ground this way, so I instantly could see the axe mark. I didn't know why. I just assumed he got hurt and went down, and I know a downed cow's a downed cow, so yeah, I'm just assuming. I noticed too that these holes up here are a bit more open than on the other skulls I've got. I don't think comparing to a baby skull is probably the best idea, because I know the other ones do have some holes, but just for the record, like, this is a baby and this is a grown-up, and yeah, I know that adults, babies all have different sorts of anatomy at different stages in life. I'm just wondering, is this because of the cancer, or is that just old? Was this cow old? Can you tell me? Again, oh, okay. I have cleaned off one side of the teeth better than the other side of the teeth, so you can see here. These teeth are clean, and these teeth not, but they're not clean. It's just chips of stuff that you can just peel off, and it's easier to do it when it's dry. So, but you can see there, that's a difference. Yeah, so is there a way you can tell me how old this cow was when it died? And that pelvis hopefully should tell me if it's a boy or a girl. Maybe I should learn that too. So this is Axie. This has been Axie. I'm hoping she's going to stay on in my collection for the rest of my days. Maybe an heirloom. We'll see. Okay, this one was the first one the lady on the property showed me. It was in just next to a bed of water. It had obviously, all of these remains have obviously been scavenged, and I did have to walk a little bit to get some of the bones. But I'm so impressed with the skulls. I'm actually so impressed with them, and that I even really got any, because I've just been having such a bad streak of luck with finding any viable bones. The amount of roadkill I've seen, and it's just got no skull, it's just pulverized. People around here are speedy. People around here don't care. I had to call Hunter Wildlife Rescue the other day because there was a wallaby in distress. Luckily, I pulled over because my car was making a bit of a funny noise, and I said to Dad, I gotta go call wires, I'll be back. So the car is fine. The car was fine, there was nothing wrong with it. But yeah, so this is the first one that I got from that property. It is missing a couple of teeth, that's all fine with me. Again, this channel, this page, this hobby, just a hobby. I'm not making any money off it, at least for now. I'm just learning and running the course, really, and open to all advice, all pointers. You can see this one also has some stuff in the skull. That was me just pulling off spider webs. I know not everybody does spiders and bugs, but that's okay, because these aren't your skulls, and you can do whatever you like with your own bones or your own property in your own time. I just think it's so cool. Just how big is that? Like, wow. it's been very weird driving around these days, and looking at all the animals. I think I'm just desperate to get some bones because I'm like, damn, I just want to take your head. I'm looking at getting licensed so I can go hunt my own specimens and my own keepsakes, specifically foxes. I'm really struggling with the fact that everybody's having trouble catching foxes right now. They're getting real sneaky at the moment. Little turds. Yeah, so as you can see in this one, like, the hole is not really open. Like, I mean, there's one hole, but there's not multiple holes, like on Axie. So that's kind of another reason why I'm asking if that was the cancer. If it is cancer for sure, someone please let me know as soon as possible. I meant to put it on Reddit the other day and I didn't have my phone, and then I started this instead, so here we are. Okay, and this one was missing its nasal bridge when I got it. That's fine. I'm thinking about turning it into a vase, as I have indicated last night when I did this. I'm just going to crack out more of this nasal cavity down there, because obviously I can't, you know, put things down here, but the nasal cavity goes into the brain, and that is closed on the bottom except for this one hole, really, which is the cranial opening. Obviously it's the spinal cord, all that sort of stuff. But that should be an easy peasy fix. I even could use a cap or something just to put it in the bottom, stick it in there. Dunno. Yeah, I'm pretty impressed. I do have someone in mind for this skull, and I do know that they would love it and cherish it in the same way that I would. So I have someone planned for this. At this point in time, when I say I'm planning, they're all gifts. They're just gifts. It's just me experimenting and seeing if people actually will like my stuff. And we'll see where things go after that. Because right now, even though money is tight, I'm not here just to go get money. I'm just here to have fun. I just want to learn and have fun and do the things that I want to do in my own time. So there may be a time where I go a week without a video. School's probably back. I probably won't be bone hunting during the week. I'll probably save it for the weekends. So we'll see. Again, I'm just starting this channel. I've just got here, and hopefully I'll be here for a while. I would like to see myself doing this in, 5-10 years time. I would like to keep being here, see how far I've come, and how many different animals and mounts and things I've made. I am excited for this journey. Haven't been excited for anything for a while, and I think that being so lucky to have run into that lady the other day on Buchanan to get these skulls was really a lifesaver, because I was getting really stuck there. So all the roadkill is kangaroos and wallabies and Australian natives, and I'm not any of that. That's fine, whatever, I don't care. Yeah, but that's it, really. So that's been a bone tour, and this has been another episode of Hobie Dopey's Bonies, where everything's a little bit bony, and I think that this has been a lot of bones. I think I've covered everything I've got, and I'm going to do a video later when I do the rabbit hydrogen peroxide look. I've got a couple of other tiny little hobbies I picked up along the way. I'll do them at the same time. So I hope this has been great, and I will see you all in the next one.